It's the Anything Goes podcast, man. It's your boy, Sean Peoples. Hey, people, listen. If you like our vibes, you like the movement, like, subscribe, share, comment in the comment section. Ring the notification bell so you can keep up with everything that we got going on, man. Jump in the community tab and vote. Vote, vote, vote. I want you to vote because it helps us bring better content to you. See where your mind's at, see what type of stuff you like. So, just jump up there and vote in the stuff and all the issues that you see up there. It helps us to bring better content to you. And don't forget, we're on the road to 5K, man. When we get to 5,000 subscribers, we're going to give away some cash prize to some of our most loyal subscribers. So don't miss out on that. All you got to do is click the subscribe button. I'm here with my boy, my brother, Face, Fortune 500. How you doing? What's going on with you?
And I can't call it, man. Thank you for having me, my boy, for a long, long time. Proud of you, you're doing, man. And we're gonna get it going, man. I'm just an honor to see where, the progress, how you went from one thing to another, man. It just gets people that's in the same industry excited. So I'm really excited for the podcast. And you're gonna hit that 5,000 followers right after this interview. 10,000.
Well, 20, 40, 50. We just roll thousands. Yeah. So yeah, man. It's much respect for that, man. It's been a long time coming, actually. I've been putting it off for years, been wanting to do it, and been, just thinking about what I should do. But, all of a sudden I just like, let's just get it done. And here we are now.
So let me flip it for you real quick. Let me ask you a question. Why now? Why you started the podcast now?
I think the best question is why not now? Because okay. I should have been did it over 5 years now. I've been hesitating about it, and and then it sends me here. So I wish I did started it earlier, but can't change the past. So here we are.
I know that's right. Wonderful things is gonna happen moving forward. This was the right time for it to start. It was in the moment.
Definitely. So my brother, I gotta let the people know who you are. The people before you tell the people who you are, I gotta let some of y'all know who is gonna be new to this, who don't know who this guy is. He is, probably the biggest promoter in the 757 area, and there's really no probably about it. When you hear about Fortune 500, when you hear about promotion parties, the best experience in club life, this is the guy that people know. They know, his name is Face, so he's the face of this thing here in the 757. So everybody know who this guy is in the area. Everybody know where to go for a good party time, wherever his party is going. Ever since I was underage and sneaking in his clubs, we know that's where the party was at. So Face, tell the people a little bit about yourself real quick before we go into these questionings.
Well, you said it the best, you know what I'm saying? My name is Face. I've been doing this for a long time. Originally from the islands, families from Trinidad, families from Haiti, got family from DR, and we grew up in Brooklyn. And Brooklyn was a quick, fast-paced, area where you had to do things real quick. And my brother moved down to Virginia, joined the military, followed a couple of his friends. And I came down here and I realized this area, wasn't saturated yet, because New York, you would have like 50, 60 people on a bill, everybody throwing parties. So I came out to Virginia and I went to a place called Chili Peppers, and I met some guys. I met a guy named Swinger, another guy named Russian, another guy named Randy, and they was doing things in this little, and the place was rammed. And I'm like, wow, this Virginia got reggae out here. You can throw parties. And then I gradually went to a place called Don Z's, and then Night Moves and Gary's, and it just kept going. And then I figured, you know what, let me just jump into this, get in where I fit in. And we started throwing little reggae parties with my boy Firefox. Just a little history,
Yeah.
And that led to me opening up, my own company, Fortune 500, and I just been throwing parties ever since, man. So That's just a little history. I can get into so much details. I met so many artists. I've created so many friendships out here. Virginia has now been my second home because I've been here almost 20 years now. So that's a little history of Face and Fortune 500.
So it's saying that you pretty much answer one of my questions, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. What made you feel like promoting was the thing that you wanted to do? What made you get into promoting?
I got into it accidentally. You know, back home, you know, brains was going to school was really important in the West Indian family.
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
went to school. It was all about school, school, school. So I graduated from Bernard Baruch College with my criminal justice bachelor's, and I wanted to become like a cop or FBI agent. But Mayor Giuliani was the mayor at the time. It was kind of crazy in New York. You
Yeah.
know, it was kind of NYPD wasn't the best place to be. So when I came to Virginia, I could tell people I joined the Virginia Beach Police Department. So I'm a rookie. I'm a cop. I'm out here, helping out, cleaning up the streets, working the ocean front, and I'm working part time. I'm working part time in the clubs, and one of the promoters in DC threw a party, and this dude made like $20,000 at the door, and he brought artists. It was sponsored, and I'm like, man, I'm making $30,000 a year. This guy making 20,000. So really, I got into it for the money. You know what I'm saying? I absolutely got into it for the money. I love music, but I didn't want to do this as a career. I really wanted to be in the FBI. I wanted to be in that stuff like that. But I end up leaving that lifestyle back and starting at a club called Blakely's. That's when I threw my biggest party there, and I made almost 10 to 20 grand in one night with an artist. So I've been doing that ever since, So that's what started me out, just working part-time as a security, and then now I'm actually doing this full-time now.
Sometimes your dreams change over the years. Sometimes you start off wanting to do something, passionate about it, but then you can lead to being passionate about something else.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't realize that. They think that because I love this, but I kind of like this, and they don't give the kind of like a chance to fall in love with it, to see where it could also bring them.
Absolutely, man. I was you got to take advantage of all those different opportunities.
Definitely.
I definitely stand behind going to school and getting a degree. But if you don't get a job directly related to your degree, it's okay too. You don't always have to do it. Do what you love. You could do what you like very, very well.
Definitely. Anybody out there listening, we're not against going to school. In fact, we both, it's people that know me know that I run in and out all the time when it comes to school. But what made you come up with the name Fortune 500? When I first heard that name, I was like, this is about money right here. That's the first thing that came to my mind. So what made you came up with that name?
Like I said, everything was money driven, man. We hustlers from New York. Well, whether we selling oranges, bottled water, anything, we selling sneakers, we selling anything.
Hair, shirt, don't matter.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
We'll sell you a story too.
Anything, we'll sell it. You know what I'm saying? As a price for everything. And what I wanted to do was, I took this. I used to read a lot of motivational books, and how this community do this, how the business does that, how the streets do that. And what I learned, that there was a lot of different methods of making money. No slight to any nationality, but they said Jewish people made money a certain way with real estate. Chinese people made certain money with, selling cheap stuff with a lot of quantity. And they said like Black people made money by hustling and selling things. We all made our money in different ethnicities. So I studied all those different things, and I was like, you know what worked in New York might work in Virginia. Everybody got together, the biggest promoters got together on the same bill, brought out an artist, and flooded the whole arena. And when I came to Virginia, everybody was doing their own thing. One. And I was like, you know what? It's good to make a little bit of money by yourself, but if you join all these companies together, you could throw a big event. Yeah. So I wanted the Walmart, the Apple, the Google, the Amazon, and the, of Virginia. And I got the biggest photographer, which was like VA Exposed at the time. I got the biggest female promotional group. I got all the hosts. I got all the DJs. It's called Stacking the Deck. So I stacked the deck with all these different people. I'll call them the Fortune 500 of Virginia. And I joined like 10 strong people. And we started throwing parties, bringing 2,000 to 3,000 people out on one night.
Good. So basically you build a team.
Build a team with all the heavy hitters.
Did your research and realize who was who came from what, who could, where whose strength lies, and who could bring this part of it, the business in. You did your homework and your research to get all of that taken care of.
Absolutely, definitely. I read a lot of books and I did a lot of research. I went to their parties, see how they did business, and I came up with a proposal. I had a meeting, like I rented not rented, but the hotels let you use those boardrooms, and I got one of the boardrooms and I invited everybody out, and I said, "This is what we're gonna do," and everybody was just looking at me like, "This dude's crazy."
They didn't see the vision yet.
Nah, I'm not gonna give up what I got going on to join with this dude. I'm just losing money. They didn't understand. So it didn't stay with the original people that I started with, but it grew.
Yeah.
By the time I was done, I had 76 people on my team, 76 different people on my team.
That's a lot of people, man.
Yes, a lot of people.
A lot. And you know what? You're making it sound easy for all the people who are listening right now, going to take lessons and try to figure out what's going on. You're making it sound real easy right now. How was your first party you threw? Was it successful, or was it a bust? And you think, man, I got to rethink this, or was it like, man, this is it. I'm done with the police force. This is it.
I think I got lucky. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't understand that I'm a thief. I steal.
Yeah.
And what I steal the most of is information, because knowledge is free.
Because I would say you a cop and you steal that. That's
I sit back and I listen and I learn and I read. A lot of knowledge is very important. So fortunately for me, my first party went well because I went to so many parties. I did my research. I did my homework, and it only worked out because I made sure I covered all the areas that I saw other people fail at. But there's nothing wrong with starting and failing, because in other ventures that I've started, didn't work. A lot of things I started didn't work. This particular thing worked only because it's a science and a mathematical equation with everything that you do. Yeah. So I strategically did my first party, and it worked out for me. And I made about $1,400 my first night in profit. Good. So
yeah. And for those who paying attention and thinking $1,400, throw a party and see how much money you make back when you throw your first party. Because I remember my first party, I didn't make back anything. In fact, I lost. Everybody was there smiling and happy except for me.
Overhead, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's really important.
So how do you get to a point of controlling the overhead? I mean, after a while, you've been doing it for so long, it's just easy.
No, you create alliances with different partners. I spent a lot of money on the flyers. Didn't know how to read a contract. I didn't know what a rider was. I didn't know what a per diem was. I didn't understand that what hotel was, and flying people out was real expensive. So I got the best hotels. I flew the manager out, the DJ. You're renting a building and you're not really making a good deal with the door. You're not getting no percentage on the bar. So what I did was create relationships with hotels, and I got discounts, and I got a relationship with a rental company, and I got the car. So after a while, I was saving money on the back end. So if you could control your overhead, you can definitely make a profit. That's the biggest thing with nightlife. People spend a lot of money and they don't make it back because they only have one source of making it back. Yeah. I had parking lines, I had skip lines, I had the door. I got made profit on VIP sections. I brought the artists to the radio station the day before. I took them to a walk through the day after, made money. So I used my one time, using the artist many different ways to generate money. So stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's just come from research, trial and error, and just being in a situation for a while that you just get, it's like washing your car. After a while, it just becomes natural to you that that, hey, I have to do this a certain type of way or it's not going to be clean.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when you when you think about this, is this a career for somebody, or is it just a fly by night type of thing? Some people will look down on this as not a real job. I've heard people say this to me, being a DJ and doing this and that, that's not a real job. But is this a career? Is this a sustainable career to support family and your lifestyle?
Absolutely. And with anything else, just like anything else, it's levels to it. When you start off as a promoter, You can you can like jump into ownership where you can actually own the restaurant or the club, and then you can start throwing big shows in arenas and stuff like that. A lot of people say promoters have a shelf life. You know, you can't be a 40 or 50-year-old promoter, but your position change after a while. You become an owner, and then you become a community organizer, and then, you know, like Barack Obama was a community organizer. He just did things around. He was a philanthropist.
Yeah.
He did conflict resolution and peer mediation. So when I throw these big community events, I'm not a promoter. You know, I could always run for a city council seat, or just because all the people that you touch in the neighborhood, at some point somebody comes to your restaurant to eat or to drink, and then you just build so many different relationships. So as a promoter, it probably have a shelf life, but I've surpassed that title many years ago,
Yeah.
and
Okay. Yeah.
I can definitely take care of my family for what I'm doing.
So in your honest opinion, or anybody that's watching, if you was to give it a shelf life, what I heard you say 40, 50, but I know a couple of 40, 50-year-old promoters. I mean, they may not be in Virginia, but I know some promoters 40, 50, 60 even, that's making, I mean, I'm sure you do too, from Brooklyn, that's making more money than and the president.
Yeah, and I would say that the market has a lot to do with it, because you did mention like in Brooklyn and
Yeah.
Miami, and I've been to those places. I've been to Toronto for Caravana. I've been to Miami Carnival. I've been to Trinidad Carnival, DC Carnival, and a friend of mine just passed away in Virginia. You know, one of the biggest promoters in Virginia. I mean, in Florida, and he's a
yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, condolences.
you know, so as long as you're sustainable and you follow the rules, you can do this for a very long time. You could be just like an artist. Artists supposed to have a shelf life, but you got artists like Barris doing it until his 60s and 70s. As long as you have the strength and you continue following the rules, there's no shelf life for promoters. Typically, it wouldn't matter what you do. If you do it well, you can do it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's knowledge right there, people. If you're listening, that's knowledge. So, you know, I like to ask people this question all the time, because I went through it with doing my stuff, went through it with doing with DJing, with promoting, with even the podcast.
Right.
How was it with friends and family supporting what you were doing? Were people eager? Were the friends eagerly there, or could you rely on them, or how did that work out for you?
I want everybody out there that's tuning in, that's logging right now, to listen very carefully. You asked the most important question that in this entire podcast is who supports you, how you supposed to feel about it. You know, man, I can answer this question now because I had to go through those different levels.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, people, all right? Support could come in many different shapes and forms.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody don't have to buy your product. They don't have to come to your event. Just because somebody's family, you don't have to feel any way if they don't support you, whatever the case may be. In the beginning, you're going to ask the same people over and over, your friends and family, to come out. After a while, it becomes redundant. They're not going to come out to your shows. They're not going to buy your CD. They're not going to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So understand that they support you in many different ways. Once you expect that support and you don't get it, you get salty. You start to become a very aggressive person. You lose the relationships with them people. At the end of the day, your friends and your family are not going to be the ones that come out to support. So don't even look for that type of support.
They're not, you know?
You got to find a product, and you got to find the people, the demand, and you got to match those things.
Them. Yep.
Strangers are going to be your number one supporter.
Yes.
Because you just got to find out who like Chinese food, open up a Chinese restaurant in that neighborhood.
Feed it to them.
You got to find out who like perfume or cologne and sell it to the people who like to smell good. Speaking of cologne, I know your viewers out there trying to wonder what I smell like, because, you know, I'm wearing Creed right now. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all know what I smell like, but like that, yo. If you want to sell perfume, find a market for that.
Definitely.
But don't expect your family to be there all the time, man. You're gonna create some bad relationships with your family. You're gonna feel like you're gonna feel like you don't got support, and sometimes you're gonna give up your passion because of that.
Yep.
Especially family, they're not gonna support you every day with the way you want to. So understand your family is there in different aspects. Emotionally, they're gonna give you a place to stay. They'll give you a like on Facebook, but they don't have to show up to your event, and that's okay.
Definitely, because I've been through that myself. You know, where you're expecting them to do certain things, and I come to realize that everybody have their own life, have their own situation, have their own dreams, and have their own aspirations of things that they want to do or things that they want to fit in with. And number one, I realized that nobody likes to get on the ship when it's not sailing. Who wants to be on a dock ship? People want to get on the ship when it's moving. That's when you start hearing from everybody, is when the ship is moving. So, you know, that's just a part of life. You can't really get upset with people because no one wants to sit and see, you know, I'm going to a party with 5 people, you know.
Right.
Yeah, nobody want to do that. Well, I'm going to a party with 5,000 people. You get 5,000 phone calls for that day, you know.
Exactly. And expect that people, it's a part of the game. Don't be salty. Don't start treating people differently. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about who you let in for free. It's not about who calling your phone. When you're a good dude or good female, because like shout out to all the females that's in this industry, you know, they don't get enough recognition, all the female promoters out there. But just build some relationships with people and they're gonna understand. Just people. Your friends and family is not gonna support you the way you want them to. Don't stop what you're doing. Don't burn any bridges. Just understand that you go out there and find the people. Go into those salons and barbershops and go talk to those AKAs and Deltas and those bike clubs and Knights of Columbus and those Masons and all the different people that have these groups and find out what they like and provide it for them. If it's a hookah industry, sell hookah. If it's a wine thing, have a wine night. If it's a karaoke night, if it's a spoken word, if it's an R&B night, go find the artist, bring them. The people would appreciate you bringing quality stuff. But your friends and your family are there for moral support. They're there for birthday parties and anniversaries and weddings and funerals. It's just like any other job. If your friends and family don't come up to your job at Verizon, don't expect them to come up when you throw a party.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, don't be salty. Don't get upset. Don't feel like the world is against you. Just go out there, like Faye said, put your product together and find the people that want your product and then feed it to them. Feed it to them, feed it to them, feed it to them. You know? So an upcoming promoter in the area wants to get some advice from you. How would they get about doing that?
They definitely could reach me at any one of my social platforms, Reggie AK Face on Facebook, at Team Fortune 500 on Instagram. And they could just walk up to me in any spot they see me and tap me on the shoulder like, your face was good. Can I hold a 5 minute for you? And I'll walk to the side and I'll give them 5 minutes because I'm approachable. You know, I'm out there on the streets. I'm in their hood. I'm in their neighborhood. You know, they're coming out there supporting all the time. And people come up to me all the time like, Face, I want to get started. What do I do? What do I do? And the first thing I tell them is come to one of my events and just shadow me.
Yeah.
Go to different events and write things down and then, you know, come back with a plan and let me know what you got. And then I'll cross the T's and I'll dot the I's for you and I'll help you out, you know. So
everybody that's watching, I know they want to know, what's the biggest party that you ever had?
Wow. We had different parties in different places. We had a party in Trinidad, one in Miami, one. So the biggest party in Virginia, I believe, was the Winter Circle. We rented the Marriott downtown Norfolk. It was supposed to be 2,000 people. And I joined again with 4 big promotional companies. And I think by 10 o'clock, we had 2,000 people in there by 10 o'clock. And the line outside was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Fire marshals came, police came, and they was like, yo, nah, this not in our city, not in our city.
Yeah,
in New York, we had a place called a Rooftop. We brought Marshall Montano there, and it was on the 2nd floor. And hand to God, if you was downstairs, the upstairs floor was buckling, like the shed was going up and down, and the doors were opening and closing because of the wind suction. And the fire marshals shut that down. I was like, nah, bro, this right here is a hazard, man. So parties like that I remember, but we had some parties that even I was a little nervous. I was like, man, where all these people coming from, man? So when you could honestly say you had 2,000, 3,000 at parties, these are not concerts, like parties. I'm not talking about arenas, I'm not talking about football fields. I'm talking about regular club and hotel parties.
Yeah.
2,000, 3,000 people. That's some numbers right there, man.
That's good. That's good. That's good club promotional numbers and working out. So when you were doing the clubs before you gather your own club, how do you work out like the deal for somebody that's watching? How would you work out a deal with the owner of?
Oh yeah, that's real simple. You got to come in and you got to find a void. If you see this club have people in there, but they're bored, and they're not, and you bring the entertainment and you let the owner know you can bring the entertainment. If you see a void in the bar and they don't have enough bar power and they're not making enough money, you bring in, you just have bartenders and your wait staff. If you notice they're not charging at the door, you give them a reason to want to charge. So you come in and find a void. Every location has a void. And what you want to do is go to the owner and let them know how you can help them. What could you bring to the table? Because anytime you come to an establishment that's already going, they look at you like, why are you here? What do you want? Like, this guy. Everyone's thinking,
out there.
Yeah, do this and do that, man. Just walk into a restaurant and be like, man, I noticed you don't sell no hookah. I noticed that you don't have big screen TVs. Football's about to come. I like to do a football party. This is what I like to do. I'm gonna get a bunch of girls with jerseys. I'm gonna get some table tents. I'm gonna go ahead and have your favorite team. I'm gonna have a little cornhole that you can throw the little sacks. I'm gonna have hacky sack. I'm gonna have all these different card games, spades, dominoes, this, and we're gonna make it an event. And the owner's gonna be like, wow, you're gonna do all that? Like, yeah, because I know I can, bring that extra, to your place. Don't even ask for no money the first event. Take some money. Don't be scared to invest. You're out of your pocket the first thing, and then you're gonna build a relationship with the owner. This is the honest to God truth. I've never went into an establishment and talked to an owner and didn't leave with a deal. Whether it was the same deal I presented, whether we did some kind of adjustment, I know I'm gonna leave there with some kind of deal. And if at the very least, I'm gonna leave with some information or a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's always the best way to do your business, because I feel like there's no better investment than in yourself. So if you're gonna have a party and say or go to a club owner and say, hey man, I want to do this party, you got to take the chance of saying, let me make this guy make some money, even if I'm going to be on the shorthand tonight, but in the future, I'm going to be able to make money. So I think a lot of people look at the short run. They don't look at the marathon. They look at the sprint. I'm not about to let him get over on me tonight, when it's not really getting over you. It's a marathon.
Oh, absolutely. I was quoting those different types of ways of making money, whether you flip houses in real estate or whether you sell $2 chicken wings. And I always thought that residual income and the slow grind and the marathon was always the best. There's a lot of people think making a lot of money one time is the thing, but I've met guys who said, I made $20,000 in a show, and they haven't done another show in 10 years. And I'm like, I make $1,000 a night and it's 365 days in a year.
Yeah.
So do you want $300,000 a year or do you want $20,000 one show?
Do the math.
Do the math.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it comes down to. Even if we put it to music, as a rapper, do you want to sell diamond one time, or do you want to sell $1 or $2 million to sell diamond on one album and never sell diamond again, never sell platinum again? Or do you want to sell $1 to $2 million each time you drop, and you didn't drop about 20 albums?
Yeah. And you got to know if you're sustainable. You got to know if you're willing to put in. If this is a pit stop to another thing that you want to do in your life, by all means, jump in, dump in your money, and get out. I understand that. But if you want to be in this for the long haul, man, be willing to, what like Black Money said, invest in yourself. Don't be scared to take a loss. It's all about the bottom line. If you can convince those owners that you can make them some money and you may take a loss, go ahead and do it. They'll call you back and be like, hey, you remember that thing we did? Could you do that again?
Yeah.
Always that call. Could you come back out? You think you can do it again? Sure can. And that's when, you know, the money would finally come in.
When they look at that bar sale and say, "Ooh, I made, I'm usually making $3 grand tomorrow. I done made 20 grand tonight."
Absolutely.
Click, click, click. Hey, Face. I said that I wasn't willing to do this party again. I wasn't willing, but I'm gonna let you do it. You just come in.
them calls started coming real quick, but
Yeah. As soon as that. So now, Blakely's, man. Blakely's was the nightlife spot for a while. I remember, man, I had some good time at Blakely's, man.
Sure.
Met some very special people. But anyway, at Blakely's, man, what was that? Do you feel like that was your best run, or you thought that you had better runs since Blakely's?
Nah, no. Everybody that's from Virginia, everybody. It don't matter who you are. If you're from the 757, the name Blakely's is gonna resonate. By far the best club ever in Virginia. Not the longest. They had places that run the longest. It's just that in that short period of time, the amount of people we touched and the kind of things we did, that was definitely my baby. And the reason why it was my baby, I had creative control. You don't have, most people thought I was the owner. I'm like, you don't have to be the owner. The owner's something technical. That's the person on the ABC license or the lease or whatever. The owners really don't run the business. When you have creative control and you run operations, that's when you have the ability to do things. So from the front end all the way to the back end, it was all me. And I created a family type atmosphere of all ages, all walks of life. We had people of different communities from North Carolina, from Virginia, from Richmond coming down to the same place. And our security won securities. They weren't bouncers, they weren't bruisers. They were there to facilitate.
Yeah.
We didn't have bartenders and waitresses. We had friends that were serving you. It was almost like a backyard jam. And when I created that vibe, people was like, yo, Blakely's is mine. That's my spot where I go to. And when you have people feeling like they could come there, you could call your name. There was a TV show way back in the day called Cheers. And anytime Norm Peterson walked in, he was like, good afternoon, everybody. And it was like, Norm! And it just seemed like everybody just went crazy. And that's the vibe we gave people when they see like, yo, that's my guy. When you create that kind of environment, people are like, I gotta go to that place because they treat me a certain way when I go there. I don't gotta wait in line, and I get an extra shot. So I was able to do that because the owner gave me full autonomy to do whatever I want. So I was making calls that most promoters can't do. So if you can get an opportunity like that, treat the people good, man, and they'll come back. So Blakely's was definitely, my baby.
The thing is, I don't think a lot of people realize how important the club experience is. I don't think they really realize, we got the DJ, we got this, it don't matter what's going on. The experience of the nightlife is what really captivate people to be like, am I gonna go to Roger Brown's tonight, or I'm gonna go to Blakely's?
Right.
The atmosphere, you got to present this thing to people, or they won't come back as much. They might come back every once in a while, or somebody can convince them to go somewhere else. When you give them that atmosphere, that type of nightlife, you can't tell me I'm not going here. This is where I'm going. My friend be like, hey man, I met some girls and they want to go. That's cool, but this is where I'm going.
You said it absolutely right. It's how you present it. It doesn't matter what you got going on. I used to read a lot of books, listen to a lot of motivational speaker. Bill Cosby, whether you like him or not for all the things he did, he used to say things all the time, and I used to listen to him. Bill Cosby one time said, presentation is the most important thing. Go into the kitchen and make filet mignon steak, put some potatoes on it, put some Brussels sprouts, put some asparagus, and make a great meal. And then when you're done, go outside and get a trash can cover, the lid of the trash can, and put the filet mignon on it and try to present it to the person. It doesn't matter what you got going on in the nightlife, the DJ, the club, whatever. If you don't present something in a good way, people ain't gonna take it. They're not gonna take it from you because you did all that and your presentation was trash. So when people came to Blakely's, man, I made them feel welcome. I made them feel loved. Everybody was calling me, like, yo, I want this, I want that. And you provide that experience for people, and they'll definitely come back. So the presentation is so important, man. How you deliver that quality stuff, man. People are going to be like, I don't care what you got going on. You can go to the strip club if you want. I'm going to Blakely's.
Going Blakely, yep.
Yeah.
Oh. Blakely's was, whoever watching it know they're gonna reminisce and be like, yeah. And whoever don't know, they're gonna watch it and be like, I wonder what Blakely's was like. I'm telling you, Blakely's. But I remember when I said I was underage sneaking into Blakely's, and it wasn't because of the security. It was because I had people that could make an ID that looked so real. I even fooled the military with the ID. I got pulled over on base, and they was like, "You 35?" Like, yeah, I don't got no facial hair, but I'm 35.
Man, it's crazy you say that. I'm meeting people now that's 22, 23 years old. And it was like, I used to go to Blakely's. I'm like, bro, Blakely's was closed like 10 years ago. If you're 25 right now, how old were you when you was going to Blakely's?
Yeah. Come on.
So I think it was a place where people, it was 3 generations. It was like mother, daughter, and grandmother all in the same place.
I think people heard about it, heard how good it was, and they just wanted your face. So they just want to say, hey man, I've been to your spot before, man. I've been there. You know how people like to, try to get some brownie points. Yeah, I've been to Blakely's. You like, you just moved to Virginia 2 years ago, bro. Blakely's been closed for
Yeah, we get some of those people. It's funny stories that sometimes people be like, yo, go get Face. He's my boy, poking me in my chest. Like, man, when Face get to this door, he gonna let you know who I am, man. Go get Face. And I'm like, all right, bro, man, I'm gonna go get Face. And they like, yo, that's my boy, or that's my family, that's my cousin. And I'm like, I just got brand new family members that I didn't even know about. But
I think as a promoter, we all been through that, man. When they telling you that, man, yo, I'm telling you, Sean P gonna fire you when he see you. I'm like, okay.
And I'm like, okay, man, I'm gonna get right on it. And at the end of the day, you still let that dude in, man.
Of course.
You still make him feel good. You're like, at the end of the day, man, the passion that he was showing to come into your establishment, hey, by all means, man, I'm gonna go get Face right away, bro.
Yeah,
and
man.
Please, do a favor, don't get me fired, man. I don't want no smoke.
Yeah. In the first part of the conversation, I purposely skipped that to drop it at the end. You're talking about ownership now. For a lot of people who don't understand ownership, say you can start off as the promoter doing it. Shelf life might come into play, it might not. So so you might own the establishment, or you might feel like you shouldn't have to own the establishment. What's your next what's this business move that you have going on right now that you're speaking about at first?
So I was fortunate enough to work for free in the club life, work security, work the bar, DJ and host, promote, and then I purchased my own. The first place I purchased on my own was Spades in Holland and Rosemont. It was Caribbean food. Shout out to Chef Dexter. Everybody knows Chef Dexter in the street, my cooking, and then the nightlife. And then I was able to invest in other places. But my true reason for going to school and getting a bachelor's in criminal justice and a master's in psychology was to help the community. So whether I threw parties or being an active member of the community, I own a company now called Talk Family Services. It's an acronym, TALC. It's to changing, teaching and altering the lives of kids, and it's for kids who are at risk to be removed from the home because they're just some bad experiences and the circumstances are different. So we have 4 different types of things that we provide. Whether it's outpatient therapy, they come to my facility. Whether it's intensive in-home, where I go to their house. Whether it's mental health skill building, a lot of people struggling with mental health. And we also do telehealth right now because of the COVID pandemic. But any way I can assist or change people's lives, I want to do that, because where we come from, the islands, whether it be Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti, everybody has a gully side. When you're in Brooklyn, everyone has a projects in the ghetto. And when you come to Virginia, it's the same way no matter where you go. So I'm just trying to do my part right now. I think I'm in my second part of my year where I want to do everything for the community. I want to give back. I want to do conflict resolution, peer mediation. Too much violence, too much shooting. Listen, I got my opportunity to take care of myself. Now I'm going to take care of the community. And at the end of my life, it's all about just your family. When you get older, you just want to do everything for your family, kids, grandkids, and stuff like that. I'm in my helping other people. You're selfish in your 20s. You want to give back in your 30s and 40s, and your 50s and 60s, you just want to do your golden life. So I think I'm in my second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in my second phase of my life right now, and I just want to do everything for other people right now. I've done a lot for myself. The spoils of this lifestyle. I done flew to Miami. I've been to different countries. I've done all the, you know what I'm saying? The hoopla. I'm good, man.
And that's a great thing that you're doing when it comes to that, because we're speaking off air about stuff like this, and just the passion that you have for trying to help another person that's suffering through some type of mental loss or some type of mental anguish. Is just, I really respect that, because I'm an advocate for mental health myself. As you see on the program, though, you'll see that I did so many different podcasts on here about mental health, because, I myself suffer from mental health. I know a lot of my friends that was in the military that suffer from mental health. So when somebody is actually out there trying to rectify some of that stuff in our community, because we don't take mental health seriously a lot in our community. That's just the facts. And for somebody to actually go out there, putting your dollars where your mouth is, that's commendable. I gotta give you a shout out and mad respect for that, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, man, it's definitely needed, and I actually have to commend you for doing that. I've heard you speak on this topic many times, and I put you up there to one of the great ones that want to affect change in your community. You're not just a person who talk about it; you actually be about it. So, shout out to you for the things that you've done. You've always been that foundation person since the first day I met you, man. We've had some great sidebar relationship of conversations off the camera that people don't know about. It's time to let the people know what you're really about. So I need everybody out there that's listening. If you watch this podcast, go out there and tell your friends, share it. Anything goes. You got to follow. You got to subscribe. We have to reach 10,000 before the summertime. Before 4th of July weekend, we getting up to 10,000 because
trying to get
definitely.
Yeah. So before we close out, when it comes to the promoting side again, what do you have? What's your future plans right now? Because I know it's summer, and this is when this guy really gets creative and gets and get people in trouble. You got your stuff going on at home, and you go to parties and see stuff going on. You start going crazy. This is the time of year that this guy shines now. What do you have in store for the 757 right now?
Okay, so you got to understand, well, like I said before, you got to follow the trends of what's going on, right? And because of this pandemic, it allowed people to understand how creative they can be in their homes, right? So what I charge everybody to do is to find a way to utilize your home as an opportunity for you to throw things. So I'm going to be an advocate. Even if I'm going to shoot myself in the foot, I'm for the people. I create people to do home events, kickbacks, fish fries, backyard jams. I see a lot of people are building their backyards with pallet bars, and they're getting a lot of decks built, and they're having this little tents for their food, and barbecues, and outdoor back toilets and stuff. So if you can create some type of atmosphere that's at home, I'm starting to recommend that. So this summer, I'm gonna be doing a lot of backyard jams. We're gonna be doing a lot of pool
Brooklyn
parties.
Style.
Yeah, in the backyard. So we're gonna go back to the basics. We started in the hooky parties. We went to basement parties. We went to backyard jams, and then we went to arenas. So we're gonna take it back a little bit, and you're gonna see a lot of parties, but it's gonna be like independent. You know how these record labels sign artists signed to a record label, and they're like, sometimes you need to be independent. Yeah. Sometimes you need to sell CDs out of the trunk of your car. I'm gonna do a lot of house parties, a lot of backyard jams, a lot of pool parties in summer. So be on the lookout for that.
Definitely. That sounds like a plan, people. Listen, this guy's party is the truth. I'm telling you this from my, from a kid up to my adult years now. I've been going to his parties and I've been enjoying them, and you can see on social media yourself that people be enjoying these parties. So once again, my brother, drop your social media information for them right here, so they can find you when they watch. They can find who haven't found you already, so they can find you on social media. Drop your social media info again.
Definitely. Once again, it's your boy Face from Fortune 500. You can follow me at Facebook, Reggie, aka Face. and on Instagram at Team Fortune 500. Be on the lookout for my podcast coming real soon, Face the Facts. And there's a couple other things we're doing. I'm selling hair oil for the ladies, for edges, and for, damage controls called Cameo Oil. I'm selling a TV stream. Look out for Big TV. There's so much different things going on. So just follow my page for all the, my link is in my bio for all the things that I'm doing. But the only reason why I came out here today is to shine light on what my boy, Sean is doing for the community. It's the most important thing. If you learn anything today, is to understand that you got to follow this man's podcast and share it to the world. We have so much interesting topics coming up in the near future, whether it be domestic violence, whether it be education on or economics, how to manage your money very well,
How to
create
buy houses, everything. We try to be a one-stop shop for the community, for people. You can learn. I often say that we're righteous and ratchet at the same time. You're gonna get a little bit of ratchet stuff, and you're gonna get a lot of learning ability to learn about buying homes, investing. If we have podcasts already about buying homes, about investing and stuff. So it's just a lot of stuff that I really envision myself as doing. And to break from that real quick, you beat me to the podcast because I wanted to talk about your podcast right at the end and let people know. Explain what type of podcast it's going to be. Say the name again one more time, and then explain what type of podcast it's going to be.
It's going to be a podcast. First of all, the name is going to be Face the Facts. And a lot of people out here has opinions about theoretical things that happen. In theory, what they think, what might happen, and the power of suggestion is very dangerous. Somebody's perception is very dangerous. A lot of misunderstandings created by something that people thought. A lot of crimes of passion, a lot of domestic violence is because of what people thought. And where feelings should be feelings. Nobody is get held accountable for the feelings, but your actions is something what's going to follow you to the end. So what we were trying to do is that come up with a podcast where everybody face the facts. No matter what you feel at the time, the fact is you just can't do that. The fact is you're responsible. The fact is it's your fault. So when you take responsibility for things, you live your truths, you'll be able to make responsible decisions. So all the things that people think in their life that they're justified of doing, you just gotta sometimes put that shit out on forefront and just take a look at yourself and be like, yo, it's me. I'm the problem. And when you face that, you can be able to deal with it. A lot of Black people, our people don't want to deal with mental health. They don't want to. The guys don't want to go to the hospital. Women are more concerned about their looks than sometimes their kids. We have complex problems, but it's okay. You know what? There's solutions to all the problems. Sean has the solutions. Face has the solutions, and we're gonna give it to you during our podcast. So just tune in and just follow Sean. He's gonna give you updates when I start my podcast. He's gonna help me with it. He understands the importance of getting the message out, no matter what platform. We all here for the same. That's my business partner. And I'm going to create a Fortune 500 of podcast very, very soon. And we're going to get like 5 different podcast generals at the same time talking about topics.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
All running and going all over the place.
All over the place, man. We're going to be coming podcasts from VA, one from Baltimore, one from Florida. And we're all going to be talking about the same topic because
it's all over. I have a combination once or twice a month to address the issues. Yeah, man. I'm glad that you came aboard, my brother. I really am. And I like to give people their flowers while they're alive, and I like to tell the truth about people. Sometimes I ask a few people to come on the podcast, and they're iffy, and they're I don't know, man. I don't want to be in front of people, and I don't want to sound stupid. I don't want to. They give you a couple of excuses. And the first thing when I asked you was like, man, it was basically as, man, you ain't got it, man. Just give me a time and a date, and I'm showing up. And I gotta respect people when they do that type of stuff, man. You take time out of your busy schedule, out of your day, from what you're doing, to give me some of your time to do what I'm doing. That's maximum respect to that, my brother. Maximum respect for that.
Same goes to you, man. Your pedigree speaks for itself. I want to leave you with this, man. What's understood doesn't need to be explained, man. And you're my brother, bro. So anything for you, and we're gonna get through this journey together. All right.
Definitely. So once again, people, It's my boy Face. If you want the party life, or want to know how to present a party life, or you want to learn how to present the party life, it's the guy that you should come and find him on all socials and find out. Let him give you some lessons of how you can get to a point in your career or in your party lifestyle of presenting the proper party out there to people. But man, this the Anything Goes podcast, man. It's your boy Sean Peoples. I'm here with my brother Face. Listen, people, you like the movement, you like the vibes, like, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your family, man. You know, jump in the community tab, vote on all the issues and situations that you see going on up there. It's just to weigh out what type of content we present out here to you, what type of content you like more. So we like it when you vote, so it give us an idea of what you like, or so what we could do more of. And man, ring that notification bell so when we drop something, you know it's there. And don't forget, like we said, the road 5K. Give away some cash prizes to some of our most loyal subscribers when we get there. So don't forget about that. Face, once again, my brother, it was great having you here. Great having you here. Look out for Face podcast coming real soon. Look out for some more joint topic. Look out for Face coming on the podcast again to talk about some of the topic going on around in our community. Look out for all that stuff, man. It's the Anything Goes podcast.
I want to add some stuff, man. I'm gonna throw in some prizes too. When you reach 5K, come let me know so I can throw in some prizes as well, man.
You hear that, people? I was almost out of here, but I'm back in here again. He said he's gonna be a part of giving y'all some of these prizes, so don't miss out.
Word to 5K, the road to 5K, baby.
5K, baby. Road to 5K. We out of here.
Peace.